Time management. It reminds me Van Gogh. And this is a special room for drying. We combine two different types of glaze. And here the glazing part. Any item checked manually, like a small rabbit. I'm in China, finally. Yes, I was really missed China for the last 3 months. Now I arrive here much more frequently than before. And yeah, where am I? I'm now in Fujian province. I'm driving to Dehua, and it's a ceramic porcelain capital of China. Of course, we know other ceramic centers, but now I'm in Dehua for sure. I want to spend some time there for researching new porcelain and maybe some other, place some orders. Yeah, buy some goods for sure. Yeah, some teaware for travel because later after I go to Yunnan to my tea tour, organized tea tours. If you don't know, I didn't promote them too much, but you can approach me directly if you're interested. Maybe next year we will have also. After that, they go to Guizhou province and back to Fujian and Guangdong and Jiangxi and Hunan and many other places. So this time I will spend in China quite long, almost 2 months. All the time new discoveries, you know, it's such a fun. We just passed new huge district which was not built before, and then it was 3 months ago here and was nothing there. So it's so fast development of everything. One more view of Chinese hotels. Like for 200 yuan you can have an absolutely new hotel. It's actually very cheap. During only 5 hours I visited around 10 of my suppliers in Dehua, and tomorrow we go to the factories to have a look at the production of some new items. Especially I'm interested in porcelain, I'm interested in some ceramics. Yeah, let's have a look, because Dehua is the capital of ceramics in China. The time management is the most important thing. So when it's raining, we for sure not go to the mountains for tea, they go for ceramics. Because ceramic factories, they don't care about the rain, but the tea factories do. So we arrived at the factory, and here the production of dachi gongyi is a special technique, and also ceramics. I will show you everything. Wow! So here is actually polishing, last step of dachi gongyi. So it's all a lot of steps, but this is from the last step to show how it works. So we now on a factory in Dehua, and this factory is especially focused on dachi. What does it mean? Actually, dachi is it's actually the lacquer, natural lacquer. It's the same lacquer which used in kintsugi, repairing of ceramics. This lacquer used for this special kind of art. And they use up to 20 layers of this lacquer, a natural lacquer, covered. It's mostly used not only for teaware. Sometimes you can find even art pieces in the same artworks we've seen in Fuzhou before. But here in Dehua, they focused on teaware for sure. And now I holding the teapot, we have up to 20 layers of this lacquer, and also we have here some eggshell design decoration. It's all made by hand actually, and inside you can see it's porcelain. It's very high quality Dehua porcelain, and same time you can see the regular ceramics. But this factory is really different from many other Dehua factories because they focused on high quality material, and also the filter and everything. I like their molds. Porcelain ones, they're really perfect. the same quality as Ishin pot. If you talk about the precise of lead and or geometry of the pot, this is traditional Shishi. And this ceramics just regular clay. It's actually very good clay for comparing to many other Dehua. It's very thin, or Chinese bao tai. So it means a very thin shape. And after it's made like this. So it's the same shape. So that's all made by hand. It's absolutely fascinating work. Even some characters here you can see. Yeah. Semi-product, and then you just have a few layers, as I told, and each layer sometimes you have also some shells. How can you say? 传手工, so it means it's fully handmade, and all the layers, layer by layer, made by hand. Also some layers used special kind of spray, but to don't allow the spray come in.
就螺钿最终的成品是这样子的。
After polishing, it looks like this. You see, yeah. And here also to avoid,
这个很高端，看起来。
yeah, to avoid this material come inside, it's especially covered by tape. So actually, we have it like this. This teapot a little bit reminds me Van Gogh. So this is really a little bit of our Dutch style. So just. And this is a special room for drying the items, the teapots and everything, the cups. Because for drying of dachi gongyi, of these mastership made teapots, you need have a special type of humidity, special level of humidity. So this is 78% of humidity, and no lower than that, you need to have a special room. If you, for example, if you have a lower humidity or too hot temperature, it will dry very slow. It will dry for around a week instead of 1 day. So this is why we especially use also this kind of carpet. They spray the water on it to increase the humidity level. And also they use when very hot summer days, they also use a little bit of cooling down the room and to close by the curtains all the windows to create a special atmosphere for drying actually. So you need high humidity and still pretty low temperature. So it must be not very hot and not very dry. So these are special conditions to dry kintsugi, to dry not only kintsugi but all these lacquer ceramics. Here we have just a regular ceramic production, which is quite standard. We've seen it already many times, but it's still, they have the same processing. Like first we have a molds, after molds we have semi-product, which is here some teapots already assembled, the pieces, drying of the first semi-product. Now the master just open up the molds and put the teapots for drying. And after actually to connect the nose of the pot, you still need to do it by hand. So here's also all these people now go for the dinner because dinner time. Also glazing. Here's actually the teapots. They use pretty high-level clay. It's very close to Ishin clay, but the local one. They use a real silver. And they just cover by silver, very thin layer, but still it's a natural silver. Also the same, this pot. And also I already showed it's really, really thin shape, made absolutely wonderful. Now we are on a factory which producing porcelain. And this is a very specific type of porcelain. Actually, Dehua is very famous for porcelain production for centuries. But you also know Jindaozhen as a famous production place for porcelain. But here we have very special type of porcelain. It's called Baotaizi, or porcelain is very, very thin porcelain kind of. And it's still also very, very, not only thin, but also good quality material. And at the same time, we have a very interesting shape of this factory. For example, this guy one, yeah, I love it. It's really, you don't need to even take the lid somehow to move it, just you can pour just straight. And also very good the shape of the lid, this type of pumpkin, hulu pumpkin, very famous Chinese traditional thing. And also, yeah, this kind of guy one, also very easy to use, and same time very thin porcelain. Actually, I very rarely see such a factories who focus on such a precise and such a delicate and aesthetic porcelain. So this way for sure now placing order. We found this factory last year, and I'm really proud to place order here because we really care about the quality, and also it's kind of modern shapes. Also they use this kind of material. This is just local Dehua ceramics, and this is a porcelain. Actually, please leave a comment, what do you like the most, porcelain or ceramics? Because it's each one have its own preferences. And this is the factory itself, and here we have shelves. Like all the time when you arrive at the porcelain factory, most of the time you see this kind of thing. It's a drying of the biscuit. Actually, so how the porcelain made? You first have the mold. It's most of the time it's liquid. You fill the mold. After you open it, you dry it partially. Also, if you need to assemble some details like the handles or something like that, sometimes you assemble it separately. This one you can also assemble small lid. It all depends, or make a nose out of mold. Yeah, so but still you need to kind of a little bit of hand work. After you dry it, and as it dried, you make a biscuit firing, which is low temperature firing. After you glaze it, and after it's kind of ready. Even white porcelain is still need to be glazed. It's used transparent glaze, and here we see very, very thin porcelain. After firing, it will be even thinner, as you see, but this is not yet fired. This is just dried, even not biscuit fired. Yeah, and this is yeah, how it must be dried, and it dried for a couple of hours or days, depending on type. Mostly it's a couple of days. To understand, is it a big factory or small, you can easily see by the size of the kilns, how big amount they can actually fire. Here only 2 kilns of kind of medium size, also 2 small kilns, some controls, but it's very small factory, maybe up to 15 employees only. Yeah, and here's just a regular loading of the kiln. There you need to have some mastership to put proper amount of items to load the kiln. You need also put them not too close so they stick to each other, but also save space. So this is why, yeah, often you need to combine big items and small items together to fire them. About the levels, how they build the levels, you see it's kind of special stand. And if you have some little bit more higher item, you need to add some small piece of the special bricks, which is heat resistant, very strong ones. Once when we had when we made our wood firing, we even melted even these ones, but you need to be accurate with that. With electric kiln you still predict much more, but to create really special type of firing, wood firing, maybe it's more unique. Now in this factory, no one here, not so many things we can show, but there is one lady who works even during the sleeping hours, and here's a selecting. You see some tiny mistakes. She mark it, and later you make additional glazing and refire the items. So this is how it's made. And here we have a decaling. Actually, decaling is quite easy. You just take the sticker, water it. After you put it from the prepared print just to the straight to the cup. Cup is already ready-made cup, so you need to have a third firing to make proper decaling. So regular is kind of low temperature firing, but still a few hundred degrees. And after it's ready, so most of the decorations you now see on the porcelain is decaling. It's not hand painting, but also hand painting for sure. Hand painting actually here. You see it here as a master for hand painting, brushes and special types of oil. It's much more complex job to do. But now it's mostly still we have decaling because hand painting is quite expensive. So we are in the next factory. This is our long partners who process a lot of more kind of teaware for bigger markets, for Japan, for Europe, for many other markets. And here the glazing part, it's quite a bigger factory, much bigger. They have several floors, many employees, and they are focused on more like coffee and tea, but also gunfucha teaware, but much more different. And you see how accurate the work is here, and still need to have a lot of consistency, and a lot of accuracy in performance. Here is a glazing part. Is after biscuit firing, you need to do the glazing, and here we see the process. And here we have a second type of glazing when we use actually the spray of glaze. This is used when you need to combine two different types of glaze, or you need to make pretty thin layer of glaze. It's for different needs actually. So mostly the most of production still used by just put the item into the glaze and take it out, make it by hand. But also for some certain items use this type of glazing when you have a spray. And here is actually one of the most difficult processing, because you need actually by hand, you need to take the piece and to clean up all the unneeded, make a polished surface, move all the needed traces of the mold, because you need to have a mold to assemble the handle. Also later dry it, and when it's dry you need to by hand still manually polish it and move all unneeded objects out of here. And this is an unpolished one. In here you can see almost ready, kind of clean. But still after you again polish it a little bit, make a biscuit firing, low temperature firing, glaze, and fire again on a high temperature. So still a lot of work to do. And actually this is very fragile. So before it just dry it, you can even make it block it by hand. But this material later goes again, because it's not fired, so you can again add some water and create a material out of it, so it's recycled, so don't throw away for sure. And here is the kilns. It's a whole building full of the kilns. One of the most interesting kilns is a kiln which is made by round. So it's a round kiln. Actually, I maybe filmed already 10 years ago because I was here, and it's quite old factory. They have it for more than maybe 20 years something. It's a gas kiln. You see by this yellow gas connectors, all the time moving. And also you need to assemble the layers. And you see it's very, very slowly move all the time. So as soon as something fired, you can see it's still quite hot, but it's slowly cooled down. You unload it and later put the next. During the one round, and the full biscuit firing is ready. So now the biscuit firing at a low temperature, around 900 degrees. And yeah, and also here is some timetable for certain goods, which time it was loaded, also for some ratings. Yeah, so to control the kiln. Actually, they can see the temperature, so it's 795 degrees. Yeah, so this was actually, or 800 degrees. Yeah, so it's still something around this temperature, which is mostly feasible for biscuit firing. And after the glazes process, which we just seen, the glazing goes right after this biscuit firing. And here we have a second kiln. This kiln is a kind of tunnel kiln. It's firing for around 10 hours, and you need to fire it on temperature 1300 degrees and higher. And actually it's also kind of shortly, so it's moved slowly. And here the loading on the kiln, and then of it we have unloading on the kiln. It's specially made for this second firing with the glazed items. And the round kiln, we just look, this round kiln is specially made for low temperature firing around 800 degrees. This is also quite old kiln, also work on gas. You see all the gas. And here's a journal when each worker write down which batch inside the kiln, when it's ready, and so on to register all the amounts. So everything is under control here. And after everything is fired, the master needs to unload the kiln. Now the unloading process going on. You see, it must be very accurate because it's assembled quite delicately. You can see the cups. After glazing, we just seen the cups, and you see he also moves it. Everything made very efficient. Yeah, and after unloading, you need to polish it a little bit, and it's actually ready. Very beautifully made cup. Let me say, and yeah, and it's coffee cup. And here we see how it's greatly organized. So after the rails, we just firing is finished. You move the rail to here, and after unload it and load again and do a circle one more time. Very convenient. And here also you can see, yeah, the second kiln. The second kiln I think now are not working. Yeah, so they use only one kiln. And here all the masters, they check each item. If something wrong, for example, they need to, yeah, 小吃再做. If something wrong, you just glaze it again. Yeah, any item checked manually, what is quite great. And here we see how the handle assembled to the cup. Actually, yeah, it's just assembled. So we have a separate mold for the cup itself and separate for the handle. And here we also first we just assemble it. Later the second master also correct it a little bit. After it's go for drying. This is why we hear all this ventilation of the air circulation needed for faster drying. And later downstairs, and we just see its final kind of polishing before the biscuit firing and other steps. And here also the molding. Actually, he makes small kind of plates. Yeah, I have a mold, a special machine which is make pretty quite fast. There are two types of working with that. You can or press it or make a liquid out of the clay. So this is just a mass. Yep. You cut it into pieces. You have special tool, quite easy to assemble and to use it. And you just cut in you needed amount. And after, yeah, you just immediately shape and it go for drying. When it's dry, yeah, it's the next steps after. And here we have actually the decaling part. After the last firing of porcelain, you put the decal on it. And here is, yeah, all the ladies have full room. It's kind of a lot of orders now. The guys have, yeah, and you need to still work a lot on assembling it properly and make it very smooth, so don't create any kind of bubbles. Yeah, and after decaling, you still need to make a low temperature firing again. So this is the last step. And after you just maybe polish and still look for some mistakes in the cups. and so on. But yeah, now it's kind of ready almost. This is the last step of ceramic production. As soon as you have decaling, after decaling, made also with round kiln. It's around 800 degrees. This decal is after firing. You just seen this poking on the soft bank. I don't know. Maybe I've seen this bank. It's order. Yeah, someone order. Also, as soon as we order, also on this factory. Yeah, so they actually process one circle during 10 hours and 800 degrees, and it's ready. After the unit is ready, maybe the master look at it, still polish some whatever mistakes possibly appear, and it's ready. And it's after that go to the shops or to the customers or to some presents like these cups is not for sale sign for certain reason. Yeah, so that's it. This is how it's made, and this is the last step before the packaging, actually, to polish all surfaces, just if in case some dot or whatever happened, and this can be polished. It's polished here, to make it like perfect item. The quality control on this factory actually I really like, because they make it for several times. Even after this guy, still the lady check up after him. Is it everything okay? And only after that this order go for packaging. And here is the final step. Then just pack it in boxes. So yeah, for example, these coffee cups. Yeah, quite thick cup. And this cup is, as soon as it's ready, they put it in big boxes and it goes to a client. Yeah, so packaging can be whatever, but depending on the order. So here's very simple, just how Chinese call it, 安全包装. It's accurate packaging, just to don't break it on the way. Very simple carton, that's it. Nothing really special. That's it. The goods are ready. So we arrived at the factory for packaging of teaware, and it's a special fabric kind of bags. Maybe you've seen a lot of them, and here's a production of these fabric bags. Actually, I especially love the color and the taste of the owner of the factory, and she have wonderful taste in designs, because it's the same time modern, but same time not too kitschy, a little bit more traditional, but same time modern designs, and a little bit looks like Japanese a bit. Especially I like this one. This is for the cups and for the some of the teapot, gondabe, few cups, and just for the whole set. It's a wonderful picnic setting, actually. This will for sure take with us. I like, and also all the materials they use. I like it a lot. And this one, wow. This is also semi-product. Later inside there is a installation of the box. Also they use some kind of bamboo material for decoration. Yes, and here's a fabric storage. Here they cut all the materials before assembling them, so it's kind of semi-product. Really, yeah. And here we have the beauty. It's actually the showroom of the small factory, and you see all the designs. Actually, my favorite is this one, like a small rabbit kind of, very easy opening back. It's my favorite bags, actually. I really love them a lot for the cups, and also this kind of design. 对，
它就是这样子的。你看这三个哈，这个耳朵，三款，它就是耳朵的颜色，这三款耳朵颜色不一样。然后这三款就是它是身子一样的，就是耳朵是一样的，身子是有颜色的。这样区分。
我觉得这个
更好一点哈。
对。
那我就拿这个给你。
对，可以，好的。
然后这个拿一点点吧。
可以，随便你可以翻一下就。以后我们看一下。
那 你转一圈，我去拿货。
好，可以，我再转一下。